I've been saying this forever. The Supreme Court always gives us breadcrumbs. They want you to think you're winning, but the stuff that matters and the stuff that counts, they do a rug yank on you, right? Just like the freaking tariffs, right? It landed exactly the way I thought it would. It was Barrett, Roberts, and Gorsuch, right?
Yep.
Those three traitors, right? Now we're in a predicament where it's going to go to a lower court, and they're going to figure out how we go about refunding this money, or if we have to. Mm-hmm. The problem is that the president of the United States can't just take the money out and give it back to these countries or companies. Congress has to do it. It's in the Treasury now. Congress controls the purse string, and if Congress decides, well, we're not giving the money back, the court can't compel them to do it.
Right. And it's bringing down the deficit. The money's going toward the deficit.
You know what this is all about? And I'm going to lay it out. It's about trying to drag the economy down as much as possible prior to the midterms.
Yep.
And the three Supreme Court members that are supposedly on the right are actors of a foreign country. I'm sorry, they are. Because why else would you rule this way? There was no real benefit to them ruling this way. Besides dragging down the economy.
Look, the Nancy Guthrie on bottom.
President Trump says, I don't know where it's going to go. Perhaps it's going to play out in courts. Where do you see the question of refunds going?
Me? Well, I think it is going to have to play out in the courts, but there's it's really not the Supreme Court's function. They're not equipped to decide what to do about the refunds. Perhaps the president should have listened to a different set of advisors about which statute to use to impose these tariffs. There are plenty of statutes that gave him explicit authority, to impose these kind of tariffs, but IEPA was not one of them, and surely somebody must have told him that.
Do you think it was an inside job on the Trump team to?
Well, here's what I said.
This one?
Here's what I said in the Fredericks chat, and I got attacked by the typical people. I said it doesn't make any sense to me. If we have these other avenues, and again, Section 122 is 150 days. So he's got 150 days that he can implement these 15% tariffs, and then Congress has to enact, either extend them or say, we're not doing it. So I think he knew that was going to be a hurdle, trying to get Congress on board with this, right? So I think somebody in the administration was like, well, let's try this. We'll let it play out through the court, and then we'll start to implement these other things. Do I think it was an inside job? I think it was somebody with bad advice, because if there's other ways to go about it, even if it takes a little longer to implement them, and it's a sure thing and it's going to hold up in court, well, then do it that way. Because here we are. We're finally starting to build an economy. We've got deals made with countries and China and all this other stuff that now those countries are going to go, well, wait a minute, I don't have to abide by this. Your own Supreme Court said that these tariffs are unlawful. Right? So here we are. You already have companies going and filing to get refunds back at customs, right? They're going to the customs and they're already filing the paperwork to get their money back. You know what that's going to do to the economy?
Yeah, it's going to stall it.
It's going to do more than stalling.
Did it fall?
The stock market held because I believe that and you had the typical such suspects out there like Hakeem Jeffries, on Fox News this weekend, basically saying that it's unjust to implement a tax on the American people, and you're causing food and items to go to stay high, artificially high. And the host, Shannon Bream, to her actual, to my delight, turned to him and said, well, under the Biden administration, we had record high inflation, 9%. We're down to 2 something, and you were silent.
Well, India wants to restart trade talks again because of the Supreme Court decision. So we have to make a decision. We have to make a decision. Do we want India to make our cancer drugs? Do we want India to make our aspirin?
They don't even have clean water.
Right? Do we want India to make our
right? How do they make that clean water? That's a good point.
They can't even figure out how to have clean water, and they're going to make our drugs.
That's a great point. I'm sure they need water in these facilities. That's a good point.
Yeah.